Hey everyone, this is Catherine. Welcome back to Serena. Where we left off, we were looking at this quite dirty window, and
The sunlight is
just
so bright here. In other circumstances, this would have been the perfect afternoon for us.
okay. I think we've already heard that. Now this is what we've been hearing.
The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin needs one. The ticking begins to feel homey after a while. The first night was a nightmare, though. Time never mattered much to us while we were hiding from the rest of the world here, as long as we were together and happy. The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync. Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again. No trusting this clock. I wonder what time it is. As if it mattered.
It is now 11:15 in
The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync. We used to keep a pitcher of water and a glass on this nightstand, but they're not here now. There's a thick layer of dust and an almost invisible outline where we kept the water pitcher. It hasn't been long enough for so much dust to accumulate. Has it? For some reason, I always slept on the side of the bed closer to the window. Never asked myself why.
People had their routines, I guess.
We weren't good at housekeeping, always focusing on other aspects of our life together. But the dust does stand out a lot more when Serena's suddenly not here. I'll dust it off some other time. For some reason, I always slept on the side of the bed closer to the window. Never asked myself why. She was special. Contradictory. She didn't mind these. Actually, I think she was into them too.
That looks interesting. We can always try it.
I read it for the articles, of
Of
course.
course they
Like that one by the guy. That one about the
did. The
thing.
Yeah, of
I
course.
needed some incentive to go check the mailbox from time to time. It's some way through the woods. Something good left in this world. They still make covers like this. Erotic, not obscene. She's beautiful, but what's her obsession with dolphins?
Dolphins? What?
I needed some incentive to go check the mailbox from time to time. It's some way through the woods. Our refuge from the world. A place of warmth and passion. Sometimes we joked we needed to be so far out in the woods because that's how our sex life was. Far out. The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us. A place like this needs some luxury, but without her, there are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. I feel too restless to sleep right now. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. Both a blessing and a curse, I suppose. There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my... She made this with her own hands. She was really good.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet. See the pattern of yellow squares? It's from this rug I remembered from my nursery. I must have been like 3 or 4, but it always stuck with me.
And no trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
And no trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I feel too restless to sleep right now. She used to keep magazines, paperback novels, usual stuff on these nightstands when we were staying here.
Good night, love.
She would always bring her reading material like I did. Why are these nightstands so empty? Dust everywhere. The amount of dust on it might make me hack up a lung. It's full of little scratches and gouges. Dust everywhere. She is fairly religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard.
I thought that was
But I don't
pretty
remember
low for a
that
second.
ever being an issue between us. She always thought our relationship was a blessing. God, how I miss her. No longer the cynical asshole, I guess. Her faith came as a surprise to me. She was never prudish about sex, so I just didn't expect it. I guess people simply aren't that predictable.
Fair enough.
No, I don't want to read right now. Especially not a Bible. I have no need for the words in there. I don't feel like being admonished by a deity right now. No, I don't want to read right now. She adored all things of nature. I remember her long walks out in the woods. Curiously, we never brought many plants inside the cabin. We were surrounded by so many outside, I guess we were saturated by them. At least I was. Maybe I should have let her bring some plants inside. She liked them a lot. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others.
Yeah, fair
They
enough.
say these things are alive. If they are, it must be a horrible existence, confined in their own silent, dark world.
Way to get philosophical on us,
We have
jeez.
much more interesting things than this plant inside the cabin. Like my books.
Yeah,
A plant
good
is a
books.
plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others. Quite a large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. She uses most of it. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but not Serena. She was perfect. I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. The sole thought of it drains what little energy I have left in me. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway. I'm a casual dresser. No need to change clothes right now. Don't think Serena would approve of me making an even bigger mess of the clothes in here. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway.
Just having a look around, see if there's anything. No, nothing. Alright. Okay, what else? Yeah, hints about the closet, guys, so we'll do that. And then, what else? Ooh.
I better stay in case Serena comes back. There's always a chance she might return. There's nothing for me out there. This one wobbles. I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it. This used to be her favorite spot. She used to sit here, put her legs on the table, lean back, and just give me one of her smiles. Those effervescent, incandescent smiles. Once we dragged these chairs out to the lake and scrubbed off all the dust and grime of years. That was a long time ago. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding.
I don't know who that is.
One of a matching pair. Obviously, there was a piece of gum stuck to the underside of this chair back when we bought this place. We just left it there. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding.
Maybe I should look them up.
The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions, and there were many more to come. I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. There was a time long ago that all this disrepair felt oddly homey. Our dining table, quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate, yet I don't feel hungry. It belongs in a museum. An archaeologist could excavate the layers of food forever welded onto this and learn about the days when other beings ruled the earth. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece.
Ooh, see? That's changed.
This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, We don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then.
Film camera, who remembers those?
My love. How long has it been, I wonder? I can't tell. I miss her so much. That ticking, it never stops. I've wasted so much time in my life. Did I ever take a break to show her how much I truly cared? Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again. No trusting this clock. I wonder what time it is. As if it mattered.
Hey, hand me the water glass, will you? No, wait. Let me just reach over.
No point in wiping this dust. What would it help?
That music sort of denotes a bit of madness, don't you think? A bit of ominous, sort of...
I used to stack books I was currently reading in here. Sometimes there were as many as 5. We weren't good at housekeeping, always focusing on other aspects of our life together. But the dust does stand out a lot more. Serena's side, right here. I'll dust it off some other time. For some reason, I always slept on the side of the bed closer to the window. Never asked myself why. A radiant cover image on this one. Hardly much consolation. These girls look quite adventurous.
Doing more research, dear?
Something good left in this world. They still make covers like this. Erotic, not obscene. As always, I automatically went to the window side, and she took the one by the armoire. Some of her scent still lingers.
See, after that, you sort of get a bit more of a story.
What's the matter with me? I can't seem to remember even ordinary things. When was the last time we made love? Maybe if I go to sleep, I will wake up, and there she'll be, arms wrapped around me, the warm and passionate touch of her lips. But I can't sleep. It feels as if I've been awake for ages. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. Both a blessing and a curse, I suppose. I never noticed it before, but there's a tiny crack in it. Well, it's a hairline fracture. I still remember when this thing smelled of fresh paint. How did I miss everything getting dinkier, more worn? We should have renewed our life somehow, but money was always so tight. The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. I must look awful. How could I possibly forget the color of her hair like that? Even for a moment. She was my girl with the sun in her hair. What's happened to me? I liked to watch her comb her hair before she came to bed, but that was so long ago. At some point, I just stopped. She also had a brush, but I can't see it anywhere, nor some of her other personal
Dearest,
items.
how do I say any? And then you toppled it.
Proust wrote all his life about the associative power of tastes and smells. He spent his last years in retreat from the world, though, writing in a cork-lined bedroom. It's too tangy, too poignant. Brings it all back.
Do I even matter to you anymore? Do you even notice anything I do? How I look? How I smell?
I keep looking at her things, remembering all the good. And bad. Depends on how you look at it. Either a wonderful sensory stimulant, an aphrodisiac, or a subtle weapon in the mating rituals of Homo sapien. I should leave the keys here until she comes back, because I know she will.
Where are you going?
I said I'd be back, and here I am. I did come back. We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside the outhouse, but we rarely lock it anyway. She always reminded me to take these. I never asked her to. She just did it. I've been so immature about these. Even resorted to the old pill under the tongue trick more than a few times. She deserved better. I tried to flush these a long time ago, but someone noticed, as if she cared about my impotent life. High blood pressure. What a load of bull. I've never felt better in my life.
And now he starts to get angry.
I'm sick and tired of having to pamper you like a baby. Fine, I hope you have a great, lonely time at the hospital.
All of this, these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture myself trying to remember? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her so much. All of this, these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, sunlight, birdsong. Nothing feels worse when there's no hope, no chance of anything. The light is so dim here. Makes me want to chop down every tree outside. There's only a limited window of opportunity for everything. Waste of mind. I couldn't care less about this damn thing. All the real color faded from it long ago. It must be full of dust mites. I should burn it. I told her the rug was fine work, like I know anything about handicrafts. But it's what the Empress wanted to hear, wasn't it? I torture myself trying to remember. Too upset to even think straight. The stains on this bed suddenly make me mad. Angry even. Why must life always end up so sordid and hateful? I'm not crawling in there. I'm too riled up for that, and it's just not dark enough anyway. I hate her so much. Finally sinking in. She's not coming back. Nothing in this cabin will ever change again unless it's by my hand.
We don't have any more light bulbs. I'm sick of this thing anyway. We're chipping away at what little money we have because of a piece of junk.
All of this, these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. I couldn't care less about this damn. Why torture myself trying to remember? It's just a book. What good will reading a fairy tale do me? God has never been there for me when I needed comfort. Why would he want to go out of his mysterious ways to help me now? I'm too upset to even think straight. Stupid, feeble-minded woman with her silly menial things. It was she who didn't deserve me. I wouldn't waste my intellect on this sublunary distraction. She probably cared more for this plant than she cared for me. I hate her so much.
Okay, so now you get some.
I should tear all her filthy, disease-ridden clothes apart and burn them. Everything she wore, just to lure me in. Not even these violent impulses give me the strength I need to open the armoire. What is wrong with me? All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. Changeable man, insolent wretch. Sounds like Serena, all right. Her father's realm. She was a daughter of the Celtic sea god Manannán. What was it? Maclur? Scholars say Niamh's divine father, Manannán, was of an elder race even more ancient than the Tuatha Danann.
Yep, whatever that means. Alright, I'm going to stop this second part here, and I'll see you in the third part, probably the last part. Thank you. See you next time.